Guys, huge news. You know that Halo Megabloks game got cancelled, say, 7 years ago? Well, guess what? It's now playable and downloadable for everyone. Project Hagar was a confidential build of a prototype of a now cancelled Halo Lego-like game, and today we're gonna break it down. Today, we're going to talk about why it was cancelled, how far along was it, and should have 343 finished it. So let's not waste any more time, let's dive into the Halo Megabloks game. Now, if you do want the file yourself, the links will be in the description below. I was playing on Xenia, a free-to-download Xbox game emulator. Shout out to the Alpha Archive for the file, but if you have an Xbox 360 dev kit, it will also work. When loading up Project Hagar, you'll be greeted with this loading screen. The main menu music that you're listening to right now is actually pretty good. The build itself is a prototype featuring a few missions, and I was actually quite surprised at just how fleshed out it was. You can build objects, hijack hunters to finish them off, drive a range of vehicles from a mongoose, a warthog, and even a ghost. All of the enemies will break into blocks just like Legos when they're defeated, and there's even local co-op support. Looking at you, Halo Infinite. For just being a few levels, it has the art style and design pretty much finished. It gives you an overview of how the game would have looked if they fully finished it and released it. The game also features all major mechanics, far beyond the rough pre-release footage I've seen of various games in the past. It makes me wonder just how far along this prototype got. I genuinely believe it would have been received well. Now, in terms of gameplay, and I gotta say, it was fun. A lot more fun than I was expecting. Aiming is easy, as you can lock on, but the movement is fantastic. You get a strong thruster pack, sprint, and can jump. Chaining them all together lets you go super far, and it's really enjoyable to do. You also get a bubble shield as equipment that you can shoot out of, and you have the ability to throw both plasma and frag grenades. Any enemy that is weak can be executed assassination style. It's a little jank as it's a prototype build, but it's a cool little mechanic that obviously would have been polished and fleshed out had the project gone ahead. I love the building mechanic as well. It doesn't feel gimmicky in the slightest, and you can construct pieces to create bridges, elevators, vehicles, turrets, and more if you break enough blocks in the surrounding areas. There's even traps you can make when defending areas that the Covenant will walk over. It's great. I've seen a lot of concepts in my time, and I really think this one had promise, especially when you consider what 343 did release, and no shade to Spartan Assault at all, but I feel like this Megabloks game is so much better, and it's only in the prototype stage. Another thing I want to touch on is the Halo art style itself. For some reason, even when it's blocky and cartoonish, it looks awesome. The Forerunner constructs coming together, the forests, and the atmosphere of the ring all look great. I also love how they even put some comedy in between the grunts, elites, and hunters. Hunters, by the way, are absolute monsters in this game. Massive bosses, and they can actually take you down in 2 hits in this build. You also come across jackals, but they're fairly easy to take down. And in terms of how the campaign missions are actually structured, in terms of objectives, it is still a Halo game at heart. You fight the Covenant, secure objectives, drive through warthog and vehicle sections, but then traverse and move into enclosed Forerunner structures and other installation buildings. There's parts of the game where you hold out firefight style against waves of Covenant, basically generate a defense from Halo Reach. There's even a Forerunner highway section where you get to drive almost on a racetrack / warthog run style level, and it's super fun. I was also surprised when I loaded up co-op, it actually functioned. I was able to run around with multiple players, and it makes me wish that any Halo game that comes out in future has local split screen. Yes, Halo Infinite has it for multiplayer, but I really wish it had couch co-op for campaign. There's just something about it that feels nostalgic to me. I know I would get a lot of use out of it. I'm sure many of you guys would too. Now, funnily enough, 7 years ago, when this information first broke, but it wasn't playable for many people, studio head Bonnie Ross at the time actually commented on Project Hagar / the Halo Megabloks build, and she said this: "Footage has recently made the rounds of an exploratory Xbox 360 project we worked on several years ago known as Hagar. Since then, we've received a lot of great feedback. To put into context, even 7 years ago, people loved the idea of a Lego / Megabloks Halo game. Hagar was something we prototyped with our friends at Megabloks that focused on the elements of action, exploration, and user creativity found within the Halo universe. Haga has a lot of fun ideas and invention behind it, but ultimately didn't progress beyond the early prototyping levels that are shown in the footage available. This is just one of several similar projects we've evaluated throughout the years, a process that we continue exploring on a regular basis. Now, to put things into perspective for you guys watching this video, over the last 12 years, there's been about 20 to 30 Halo titles that have been put to Microsoft. These were either shot down immediately or put to the prototyping stage, like the Haga gameplay you're watching on screen now. Famously, one of those pitched ideas was a Helldivers-like game, PvE in nature, where you and 3 friends fight the Covenant, potentially even as ODSTs. I bet Microsoft is kicking themselves that they did not go for that. Other games that didn't go further than the prototyping stage is the Space Combat Halo Infinite concept. I feel space combat is something Halo fans would absolutely love beyond the saber fighting in Halo Reach, and stay tuned on this because I may have something to share on this front in a few weeks. Moving on from that, and some of you might know this already, there's even the Overwatch hero shooter concept, with ex-devs saying, and I quote, "I can confirm that they were working on various hero-based prototypes. In fact, I think there were both PvP and PvE prototypes built." From the digging I did and the conversations I had, the focus groups who tested the hero shooter Halo Infinite concepts absolutely hated it. They said this isn't Halo, and that's when they begun to work on the traditional Halo Infinite multiplayer we play today. One thing I've spoken a lot about on the channel is that Halo is such a versatile franchise that so many different Halo games of different genres could really work and be popular. No, I don't think the hero shooter would work, but a Lego Halo game, that would have absolutely kicked ass. The reason why I think this game is so important, and why I think both 343 and Microsoft made a mistake, that you can have the mature Halo video games like the original trilogy, and that will entice younger audiences themselves, just like me when I was a kid, because you have to be 15 or over to play it, which actually attracted me to the series in the first place. But then the Megabloks / Lego game would have been another way to get new audiences into trying out Halo. Sure, us veteran fans would still love to play this. It's a spin-off game while the main project would still be worked on. And a fun fact for you guys watching my videos, I checked my Halo analytics the other day. This is the age of people who watch Halo on YouTube, specifically my channel. Other Halo YouTubers weighed in, and it was fairly accurate. They had similar audience percentages. Microsoft 100% has seen this too. That's why we saw a push over the last 10 years of making Halo less bloody and less violent. But I really think, and most of you will agree on this, if they did want a younger audience, went the wrong way about it. Finally today, and while we're on the topic of Lego / Megabloks Halo, I have to include this from Bungie. April Fools 2008, Bungie released this gem of an article with an image of a mock-up Halo Lego video game. The article reads, "We really feel like the Halo trilogy is as strong as Star Wars, and that's why we're excited to take our rich universe and present it in a way everyone can enjoy." I honestly wouldn't have minded a Halo Lego / Megabloks game. I think it would have been neat, and that's everything I had to cover. Link to the Halo Megabloks build will be in the description. You'll need Xenia as the emulator to run the game as well. Let me know what you think of the cancelled Megabloks Halo game in the comments below. Would you have liked it? Would it have made for a cool, unique spin-off? Let me know. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.